It began with the sound. Not the wind, not the water, something in between. A guttural hum, deep enough to vibrate the ribs. Soft enough to make you doubt you'd heard anything at all. I was 13 the first time I heard it. My father said it was just the old dam moaning, the Blackwater Dam. Built in 1923, cracked and leaking like everything else in this town. But it didn't sound mechanical. It sounded alive. Years passed, and the sound became part of the background noise of my childhood. Some nights it was loud enough to rattle the windows. Others, it was gone completely, like it was sleeping. I moved away at 17, swore I'd never come back. But when my father died last winter, I inherited the cabin by the lake. So here I am again, 20 years later, driving down the same dirt road through dead pines. Snow drifting across my windshield like ghost dust. 1. The return. Blackwater Lake hasn't changed. The air still smells like iron and moss, thick with the taste of rot. The trees lean over the water like they're whispering secrets to it. My father's cabin stands crooked, roof sagging under years of neglect. Inside, everything is frozen in time. His coat still hanging by the door, his old boots by the hearth. I set down my bag and light the fireplace. The crackle of wood fills the silence. But beneath it, faint and far away, I hear it again. That low hum, almost like a growl, almost like a voice. 2. The journal. The next morning, I start sorting through my father's things. He was a quiet man, a drunk most days. But he had a ritual, every night before bed. He wrote in a small, leather journal. I find them stacked under the floorboards, 12 of them, labeled by year. The first few are mundane, fishing notes, weather, bills. But the later ones, they change. The lake isn't right anymore. The fish are gone. Water tastes like metal. Saw something in it tonight. Pale, long, like a man, but not. I flip a few pages. It called my name. From the shore. Thought it was you, Michael. But you've been gone a long time. And then, near the end, it wants the house. It wants to come through. 3. The reflection. That night, the hum comes back stronger. The walls shake. I step outside, flashlight cutting through the mist. The lake lies still under a half moon. Black, glassy, endless. I walk to the edge, where the frozen mud cracks under my boots. Something ripples beneath the surface. A pale shape, long, thin fingers brushing against the ice. I freeze. My breath clouds the air. Then, slowly, the shape rises closer. The light catches it, a face. Or at least, something like a face. Eyes too far apart, mouth stretched into a wrong kind of smile. I stumble backward, the flashlight slipping from my hand and vanishing into the water with a hiss. The hum deepens, rumbling like thunder under my feet. And then it's gone. The lake is still again. I drive into town the next morning, desperate for a reason, any reason. The only store still open is a rundown general shop run by an old woman named Marjorie. She remembers me. Your father, she says, shaking her head. He wasn't right near the end. Kept saying something was living under there. Under the lake? She leans closer, voice dropping. Before they built the dam, that valley was a mining camp. Flooded it to make the reservoir. Whole town down there. Homes, church, graveyard. Folks said they heard knocking through the water for months after. I swallow. Knocking. She nods slowly, like someone trying to get out. 5. The knock. That night, I can't sleep. The wind scrapes against the walls. The hum returns, softer this time, almost curious. Then I hear it. Knock, knock, from below the floorboards. I grab my father's rifle and kneel by the hearth. The knocking grows louder, rhythmic. It moves across the floor, under the cabin, toward the door. Knock, knock, knock. Then silence. The hum fades, and I hear just outside, Michael, a whisper, my name, my father's voice. 6. The dive. By morning, I've made up my mind. I need to see what's under that lake. I find my father's old diving gear in the shed, rusted, ancient, but usable. The air tank hisses as I test it. The ice on the lake is thin near the shore. I hack a hole with an axe and lower myself into the freezing dark. The world turns blue and black. My flashlight beam cuts through murk, tree roots, stones, broken beams from old docks. Then I see it. A house, perfectly preserved beneath the surface, roof caved in but walls still standing. And beside it, a figure standing upright, watching me. It moves, not swimming, walking. The face drifts into the light, eyeless sockets, skin pale and peeling like drowned wax. It reaches for me with long, skeletal hands. I kick upward, lungs burning. But as I rise, another hand grips my ankle. Then another. They're all around me, dozens of them. Pale bodies floating in the dark, hair waving like seaweed. I tear free, break the surface, and drag myself onto the ice. Behind me, the lake boils. The hum turns into a roar. 7. The return of the thing. That night, I barricade the door. I can still hear them. That sound, that vibration in the walls. The house trembles like something massive is crawling underneath. The floorboards bulge. The nails groan. Then, crack. A hole bursts open near the fireplace, spraying mud and water. Something rises through it, tall, shifting, humanoid but wrong. Its body is a collage of faces, limbs, bone, a mass of everything that drowned below. And in the center of its chest, something glows, my father's face, mouth moving silently. It lurches toward me, dripping water that steams when it hits the floor. Why did you come back? It whispers. All the voices, my father's, the miners, the lake itself, overlapping. I raise the rifle. Shoot. Once. Twice. It doesn't flinch. I'm back underwater, but I'm not drowning. I'm breathing. The thing surrounds me, light pulsing from within its body. I can see the lost town beneath us. Houses, church steeple, gravestones covered in moss. Hundreds of faces float there, eyes open, watching, waiting. The creature's voice fills my skull. You belong here. You are part of what was taken. I look down. My skin is pale, veins black. The hum I've heard all my life is coming from me. No. I whisper, bubbles escaping my mouth. I'm not one of you. The creature tilts its head, its expression almost sad. You were born here, Michael, the night your mother drowned. We gave you back to the shore. And then it pulls me closer, into its chest, into that pulsing light. 9. The awakening. I wake on the cabin floor, gasping. The hole is gone. The lake is still. Morning sunlight filters through the cracks. Maybe it was a dream, a hallucination. Except, my skin still feels cold. And there's water dripping from the ceiling. When I step outside, the lake looks wrong. It's receding. The waterline has dropped several feet overnight, revealing cracked earth and twisted debris. And in the mud, I see something glinting. My flashlight, the one I dropped that first night. I pick it up. It still works. When I shine it across the lake bed, something moves, not beneath the surface this time, but on land. A pale figure, crawling toward the trees. 10. The final night. By sundown, there are more. Dozens of them. Crawling from the water, dragging themselves across the mud, leaving trails behind. Their faces are blank, shifting. Some look like people I know. Old neighbors, friends long dead. They don't attack. They just move. Toward the cabin. Toward me. I barricade the doors again. The hum fills the air, louder than ever. The floor shakes. I grab the last of the fuel and pour it across the floor. The smell of gasoline fills my lungs. If the lake wants the house, it can have it. I strike the match. The flames rise fast. The walls groan. The creatures outside press their faces against the windows, watching silently as the fire eats through the wood. And in the reflection of the flames, I see myself, pale, eyes too far apart, mouth too wide. 11. The fire. The roof collapses. Heat sears my skin, but I don't move. I can hear them whispering through the roar of the fire, my name, over and over. The last thing I remember is the sound of the lake, boiling, screaming, pulling everything down into its black heart. Then, silence. 12. The aftermath. Weeks later, the county sheriff reports the fire as an accident. Cabin burned to ash. No body recovered. The lake, they say, is finally draining for good. The dam is cracking beyond repair. A construction crew is sent to survey the site. They find bones. Yes, but not where they expect. They find them beneath the lake bed. Human skeletons fused together like coral, all facing upward. And among them, one skeleton is different, larger, twisted, still humming faintly, like a generator far below the earth. The sheriff asks what it is. The foreman shrugs. Maybe a root system, he says. But later that night, when the moon is high, the water stills, and from the dark, a sound rises once more. That low, living hum, like something breathing, like something waiting.